In the hot, dusty streets of Abilene, three young Apache girls stood tied like animals for sale. But one quiet gunslinger with a bag of gold was about to change their whole world. The sun beat down hard on the small town of Abilene. Dust flew everywhere. A big crowd of men laughed and shouted. In the middle of the street, three Apache girls stood with their hands tied tight by ropes. Blood came from their wrists because the ropes were so tight. People looked at them like they were not humans, just things to buy. The tallest girl was Kaya. She had long black hair and strong eyes. Her two younger sisters, Tala and Sina, stood close to her. The sisters looked scared. Their bodies shook a little. But Kaya did not look scared. Her eyes were full of anger and a quiet strength. She stared straight at the crowd. A man in the crowd shouted a low price. Another man laughed and gave a higher price. The girls felt shame in their hearts. They were the daughters of the great Apache chief, but today they felt like nothing. Then a tall man walked through the crowd. He wore a black hat and a long coat. Dust covered his boots. He had two guns on his belt. No one knew his name. People called him the Gunslinger. He stopped in front of the girls. He looked at Kaya for a long moment. Without saying a word, he took out a heavy bag of gold coins and threw it on the ground. The coins made a loud sound. "I buy all three," he said in a low voice. The crowd became quiet. The man who was selling the girls counted the gold fast and smiled. The ropes were cut. The gunslinger turned to leave. Kaya stepped close to him. Her voice was strong but soft. "This was not a rescue," she said. "This was a trap, and you are now inside it." The gunslinger stopped. He looked at her. His face showed nothing, but inside his chest something moved. That night, in a small, empty house outside the town, Kaya told him the truth. Her heart was heavy, but her words were clear. "We are not normal girls. We are the daughters of the Apache chief. Our father is very sick. He will die soon. Our uncle sold us so he can take all the power of the tribe. But we let him sell us. We wanted to reach you." The gunslinger sat on a wooden chair. His hands were on his knees. "Why me?" he asked. Kaya looked into his eyes. "Because you have no past. You have no family. You have no place to call home. We need a man like that. If one of us marries you before our father dies, the tribe law says the power stays with us. Our uncle cannot take it. We need you to stand with us." The gunslinger was quiet for a long time. His heart felt cold and empty. He had lived alone for many years. He had seen too much pain. "I am not a hero," he said. "I do not save people. I only pass through towns and leave. I cannot do this." Kaya's eyes became wet with tears, but she did not cry. "Then we will die," she whispered. Before he could answer, the door broke open. 5 men with guns ran inside. They were sent by the uncle. Bullets flew. The room filled with smoke and loud noise. The gunslinger pulled Kaya down behind a table. He shot fast and true. 2 men fell. But then something changed. Tala and Sina jumped up. They were not weak anymore. They took small knives from under their clothes and fought like real warriors. Kaya stood up too. She grabbed a gun from one fallen man and shot. Her hands shook, but her eyes were full of fire. The gunslinger watched them, his heart filled with surprise and respect. These girls were not just pretty faces. They were strong. They were fighters. The fight ended fast. The bad man ran away. The gunslinger looked at the three sisters. Blood was on his arm, but he did not feel pain. "You are not weak," he said quietly. "You are brave." That same night they left the town. They rode 4 horses into the dark desert. The stars were bright above them. The wind was cold. Kaya rode beside the gunslinger. After some time she spoke. Her voice was soft now. "Years ago, you saved a small Apache boy. Bad men wanted to hurt him. You came like a shadow, fought them, and took the boy to safety. Then you left without telling your name. The boy was my cousin. I saw your face that day. I remembered your eyes. I knew you were the man who would do the right thing at the right time." The gunslinger felt a warm feeling in his chest for the first time in many years. Someone had seen him. Someone remembered his small kindness. He did not speak, but his heart started to open a little. They rode for 2 days. They crossed dry land and rocky hills. At night they sat by a small fire. The sisters talked about their father and their home. The gunslinger listened. He felt something new, a feeling of belonging. Kaya looked at him when she thought he was not watching. Her heart felt hope and a little fear. What if he still said no? At last they reached the Apache camp. The tents were quiet. The people looked at them with surprise. The uncle stood in the middle of the big meeting place. He had many men with him. He pointed at the girls and shouted, "They are traitors! They ran away and brought an outsider!" The whole tribe watched. Kaya's heart beat fast with fear. Tala and Senna stood tall beside her. The gunslinger stepped forward. His voice was calm but strong. "I stand with them," he said. "They are not traitors. Their uncle is the liar." The uncle laughed in anger. Then the fighting started. Guns fired, arrows flew, men shouted, tents caught fire. The gunslinger fought hard. He protected the sisters. Kaya fought beside him. Her face showed courage and love for her people. In the middle of the smoke, the gunslinger and the uncle stood face to face. They fought with fists and guns. The uncle was big and cruel. He hit hard. The gunslinger felt pain, but he thought of Kaya's eyes and the little boy he once saved. He fought with all his heart. At last he won. The uncle fell to the ground. The fighting stopped. The smoke cleared. The tribe saw the truth. The people cheered. They looked at the gunslinger not as a stranger, but as a protector. Tears of joy came to Kaya's eyes. She ran to him and held his hand. "It is finished," she said. "You can go now if you want. You are free." The gunslinger looked at her. His heart was full. For the first time he felt he had a home. He felt he had people who cared. He felt love. He touched her face gently. "No," he said. "Nothing is finished. Our marriage is still waiting. I choose this. I choose you. I choose all of you." Kaya smiled with happy tears. Her sisters laughed with joy. The tribe clapped and sang. The gunslinger, the man with no name, had found his place. He was no longer alone. He had a family. He had love. He had a home under the big sky of the West. And from that day, the people told the story of the three brave Apache sisters and the quiet gunslinger who stood for what was right. It was a story of trust, of seeing the good in a person, and of a man who finally chose to stay, not because he had to, but because his heart told him it was right. Thank you for riding along on this story. Drop your location and time one more time if you'd like, and if it touched you, like, send some stars, follow, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. See you in the next tale.